Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Monday daytime stream. It's November 2025. Wow, the time flies, man. Looks like it's time to pay Mr. Mike's side. All right, so we are setting things up over here. We need a title. Let's see. How about bringing my Pokemon cards with me when when 3-Eye Atlas abducts me? I like to do fun titles sometimes, especially if there's nothing really crazy going on. All right, so what we got here? Let's add the website. We have been getting a website sales recently. That is like a new thing now. The website, I have not worked on it. It needs to be worked on very badly. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and post that. Hey, what's up, Luca Floor? We're gonna go ahead and pin this. Funko Pop is dying. Yeah, Funko Pop is saying that they need investor money right away, or they're going to be insolvent because they're not getting the sales they used to get. That's kind of how business goes. My sales have changed over the years. I get less sales at a lower markup than I used to back in 2021. However, I don't have any debt as a business. As a business, I have zero debt. And so I could sell you guys cards and make no money today at all if I wanted, and just basically work for free for you guys. Of course, that's not a good idea in the long run. But I can do whatever I want because I have no debt as a business. Kind of nice. Not really a business, is it? It's just a one-man show. All right. No, that's not true. Alexis helps. Mike's side helps. All right. There's that new rocket box, huh? Team Ultra's rocket box. I thought about buying one of those. They seemed overpriced. So I was like, I don't know. They're pretty expensive. So, Oh, is my computer freezing? Oh, my computer's freezing. Excellent. That's terrible. Here, while it's freezing, let's go ahead and turn on the iPad. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay, not frozen anymore. What is causing the computer to crash? Close this. It's got to be this website, because it's when I went over to this website, it crashed. All right, and let's close this tab in the iPad. Let's close this tab, and that was the previous stream. Perfect. That's closed now. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, the website must have been overwhelming. Maybe that's why we don't. There it is. Okay. I hope it ends soon. What ends soon? Is this the longest government shutdown? It sounds like they've reached an agreement. That's good. I think they still have to vote on it. I don't know. As the people of this country, we should vote for our politicians to pass a law stating that when it comes to government shutdowns, they should just not be allowed. Like, what should happen is there should be some severe punishment on the actual lawmakers to do an actual shutdown like that. Like, think about it. They're just going to reopen the government and pass the bill anyways. It's the same bill. Nothing changed. It's a simple funding bill for the stuff they're not fighting over. That's what it is. And they could have just done that, over a month ago, but they didn't because they want to play chicken with each other and see who gets hurt more politically. So the Republicans are like, let's shut it down, it'll hurt the Democrats. And the Democrats are going, let's shut it down, it'll hurt the Republicans. That's what they're doing. They're playing shut down chicken. And they're not affected by it. The American people are affected by it. Airports, national parks, government workers, and people who rely on food stamp benefits, they're affected by this. There should be like some law that says, here's the cutoff date for the new bill, and you must decide by that date, because we're not going to do any, no more shutdown chicken. It just doesn't make any sense to do shutdown chicken. And if you guys fail to do it, the government officials should be charged like $100,000 per day or some ridiculous amount. Like, they can shut it down, but they should go broke. Not us. They should go broke if it's shut down. So allow them to do it, but both sides, Republicans and Democrats, should be charged like $100,000 per individual per day that they do not pass the bill, because the pressure shouldn't be on the American people for it to be fixed soon. The pressure should be on the politicians to not play chicken with each other. Like, just decide what you're gonna compromise on, whoever's gonna do the compromising, and just get it done, just get it done. Because somebody compromises, somebody bends and says, all right, I'll do it. That's how it always ends. It always ends that way. It ends that way every single time. And but it shouldn't be, let's play chicken for 40 days and hurt the American people, and then we'll just give in at the end of 40 days. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, so we got Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. He says, can you ship my slabs that came back from PSA? I would love to do that, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Okay. That is the first order of the day, is to get this shipping ready. Very common. So Alexis did not come in today. She's feeling a little ill. And so she's going to come in on Tuesday. And she'll be doing the shipping on Tuesday. Oh, you want your bag shipped too? Okay, let me look into that bag. So, lock her up, lock her up. Lock who up? You talking about Nancy Pelosi? I know there's been talk about how Nancy Pelosi very clearly did a sort of insider trading that only a government official can do, where they invested in companies that they were regulating. And it's a crime. Insider trading is illegal. She's not the only one who did it. Republicans did it, and other Democrats did it too. My opinion on that subject, lock the entire group of them up, all of them. And I don't want to say lock them up, but really it should just be a fine. So, they should have to give up some of their gains back to, like, I don't know, the financial regulatory marketers. The regulators should fine them or something. It should be like a lawsuit. So I don't actually think they should go to jail, especially because I don't think there were any really particular laws saying that as a politician, you're not allowed. There needs to be a law that specifies, as a politician, you cannot invest in any company that you're regulating. But maybe more specifically, I said this the other day. I said there should be an official government like ETF stock that the whole government invests into, and they don't pick their own stocks. Simple. So their income is allowed to be invested into like a full American government stock, and that's all they're allowed to buy, nothing else. So no more, because even if you're not regulating company A, and so you have the option to buy company B, someone else in the government is regulating company B, and they give you the tips anyways. They say, hey, you better buy company B. We're about to give them a big government contract. You know what I'm saying? So just get rid of all stock investing for politicians. Get rid of the whole thing and tell them that they can buy one government ETF and nothing else. And boom, problem solved. But yeah, it's tricky, because they can even tell family members. They can tell friends. They have knowledge, insider trading knowledge. And it's very hard to prove that people are giving out insider trading knowledge, but something's got to be done. It's not right. It's a type of, it's like a financial cheating. You're not allowed to cheat. Excuse me. It's the peak of being an elected official. Well, yeah, I mean, how do you make $200,000 a year and now you're worth $250 million? Like, damn, dude. But the bigger giveaway is that her stock portfolio outperforms Warren Buffett. Like, bro, you must be like brilliant or something. You must be like the best investor in America. Here's Pat, and obviously not. Pat Gibbs, 8 Mega Evolutions, 2 live customs. You got it, Pat. Oh, no, wait a second. I think he corrects this in the next. He says, sorry, I meant 1 live custom. Here goes 1 live custom. 1 cold live custom. All right, there you have it, Mr. Pat. Sorry about that, Pat. Let's see. How many spots left in the Heartbreak? I might take another spot. Yes, so the Heartbreak's going to take a while. It's a really big one. 29 spots is a lot of spots. That's the Heartbreak break. You absolutely could take another spot in here. It would make your odds closer to like 1 in 15-ish, right? So now your odds would be closer to 1 in 15-ish, 2 in 29. And, yep, once again, it comes with these 3 big, beautiful guys worth about 880 by themselves, and then all these beautiful guys as well. Okay, so the Heartbreak, let's count how many people are in here. Welcome back, by the way, guys, for Monday. It is Monday. It's another work day. We got to get Mike's side paid. I got to stop and do that in a second here. Hey, mister, says my package delivered. Did you open it? Package delivered. Was it supposed to be a UPS package? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, the Heartbreak break's moving faster than other breaks. 10 out of 29 is done. 19 spots remain. That's impressive. No, I didn't open any receiving packages today. I didn't see any packages. So it could be the case that Cares brought it in and put it somewhere I didn't see. Or maybe it's a very small package. And so sometimes they put packages in my mailbox. They know they're not supposed to for security reasons, but it's possible it's in my mailbox. So I can check my mailbox. And then Karis did warn me that she failed to get a UPS package. She's had to sign for it, and she didn't sign for it. USPS says my tracking will arrive Wednesday. See, it's all good. 1-3 done quick. 1/3 of the break is over. It's really impressive, actually. So there's a real desire for this one. There we go. Oh, I know something I wanted to get you guys kind of buzzed about. Let me show you real fast. I got to get the rest of Pat Gibbs' order, but let me show you this. I do this thing lately, don't I? I do this thing where I I only complete half of an order, don't I? I don't complete the whole order. All right. So check this out. I'm kind of setting these up because I'm thinking about bringing the random poker pulls back. Would you guys like that? Here it is. We got rid of the raw shuffle. Remember that? The raw shuffle's gone. So I'm thinking about what can we bring back to the table to make our table more unique than other tables. And we got some cool stuff here. Now, these are more like a mix of good poker cards. So I do like a nice, full, fresh deck, and then a mix of like a bad poker deck. So it's a mix of good and bad cards. But I was playing around with this last night to see what that might look like. And I was like, wow, we could do this. There just has to be a little bit of profit, mixed in there for me. And then I'm incentivized to host it. The reason we took it down last time, I think, is because nobody was buying any. And so I should have a box of poker cards somewhere where I can go set them up for this. And, oh, yeah, we're still celebrating the 100K celebration, aren't we? Oh, my brain's catching up. You take one day off. You take one day off, and it feels like it's been a week since you've streamed. Isn't that strange how that works? I take one day off Sunday. And, by the way, I got the PSA submission done. It's all ready to be wrapped up and mailed. So all the paperwork and everything's done. So our PSA submission is done. We got to do a tag submission. We're also overdue for a BGS submission, but here's the problem with the BGS submission. There's only like 4 or 5 cards in there. So I wish we had more people, but this last month, I'd say there was a little slowdown on demand for grading. All right, so Pat wanted the Mega Evolutions, right? 8 Mega Evolutions. Heck yeah, dude. Mega Evolutions. Grab this for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Okay. How's your day today? Well, I slept most of the day. So I went to sleep, as usual, around 8 a.m. And then I woke up. By the way, why did the phone break last time? Last stream, the phone break near the end, like 3 hours in, it broke. It just turned off. But yeah, I go to sleep around 8 a.m. and I wake up around 4 p.m. So I skip out on lunch entirely. I usually wake up around 4. So, I really just woke up and got straight to work, getting everything ready. Today, I'm not eating anything. I'm going to eat my first meal at 11 p.m. tonight. I'm going to do a little fasting, a little Monday fasting. Got to get back to working on being healthy. I basically partied out for Halloween. I mean, I just ate whatever I want, and we had candy and everything, so that's pretty bad. So now I'm ready to start working on planning my meals again. And so today, Monday, we're doing a 16-hour fast. So I'm not going to eat till about 11 p.m. Here's Mega Kemerupt. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ivan? How's it going, Mr. Ivan? I hope things are going well. Mr. Congratulations on 100J. 100J? That's 100 Jack in the Boxes. There you go. Thanksgiving is around the corner. That's true. And then I'll probably eat, a nice meal on Thanksgiving. But Thanksgiving's easier. Like, Thanksgiving's really not that bad. It's just about portion sizes. It's got turkey. It's got green bean casserole. Those things aren't really that bad for you. I probably just won't have that much pumpkin pie, right? So that's all we got to do. And I think this year, Karis and I are just going to do a little private, we're probably going to do a little private Thanksgiving for ourselves. Here we are. Our new mail, Score Bunny, Meganium. Can I pay you to open the package on stream? Law. Yeah, yes. What is it, Mr. Brandel? Can you tell me what it is? Can you remind me? Stuffing and cranberry sauce. Crazy week. Mom not well as well. I'm sorry. I hate to hear that, man. Take care of yourselves first, okay, Mr. Ivan? Don't worry about the Pokemon cards. I'm sure they probably make you feel pretty happy, but take care of yourselves. And yeah, I hope you guys get better soon, okay? Here's Delibird and Inteleon. Ooh, she sounds nice. Brandel, he hasn't seen any packages today. Yeah, I didn't see any packages, so there might be something in the mailbox, or maybe Kara set it inside somewhere and I didn't see it. She does that sometimes. She'll bring a package in, it'll be real small, and she'll put it inside of an empty box, and I don't see it at first. Mister, I'm thinking of getting some Gundam. Donnie's still keeping the energy tokens. The what? The energy tokens? I have no idea how Gundam works, so you'll have to tell me what that is. But I might be able to do something for you. You mean like the last card in the booster pack? We can have you keep the last card in the booster pack. She had a bad fall. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Here's Shuckle and Inteleon. Yeah, I hear that's actually really dangerous as you age. You got to be careful not to trip. Dude, I was listening to a story about an old man who he was sick and his wife was getting him medicine, and she died in a car crash getting his medicine. So it's like you got to be so careful, man, because it's like you do this extra activity because you're out taking care of yourself, getting medicine and stuff like that, and then turns out the deadliest thing wasn't the illness, the deadliest thing was driving. So I was, I think about that. I dwell on that stuff a lot. I think about it. I go, oh my gosh. You think the most dangerous thing going on in your life is the illness, and it turns out it's the driving. The driving's going to get you. Here it is, Pat Gibbs. I'm scared of car crashes, if you didn't know that about me. I drive a lot, never been in a car crash, and I don't think I ever will be in one if I drive carefully, but some people just get in a crash because it's someone else's fault. But I've been lucky so far. I've evaded car crashes for a long time. Here's this. Okay. Throwing this away. And the packages cards are meant for tag submission. Have no fear then, because we're not ready to send out the tag submission today, but it is being worked on. So I'll be looking for that box right away. Okay, so I got to pay my... Get this. Did you guys remember I mentioned we're having a tax issue where Missouri state tax is claiming we owe them like some insane $30,000, which makes no sense because we don't earn that much. So they claim we didn't pay taxes for 2022, but then Karis looks into our tax returns and we have like the actual photo of the check that we sent to them is like saved in our documents. So she thinks that they think we didn't pay it because she had a name change. She changed her name to my last name, so she thinks it's an error. So, but we don't want to have to try and fix it, so we tell our tax accountant to fix it, and they're charging me $600 to do that. Ah, the joy of working with paperwork. Ah, paperwork. What do you guys think of that? It doesn't even make sense, the amount they claim we owe, because we don't make that much. So how can we owe that? So yeah, it's nuts, man. They have to have an error or something going on their side, but so we have to deal with that kind of crap, and it's just so like not fun, man. It's not fun. Let's see. Last time my car got hit was by an elderly person. She was on a ladder, fails backwards. Oh my gosh, man. You are. All right, let's see. I'm logging in right now. We're gonna get Mr. Mike's side page so that I don't forget it, because I can forget that pretty easy. Come on. Okay. Confirm your information to avoid account interruptions. Okay. Very good. Now, Mr. Mike's side, the guy whose name is Mike. Let's see. Let's grab your numbers, your information. And we're going to grab this. Copy that. I think there was like an agreement or something to give you a bonus. Wasn't there like an agreement to do a bonus if we hit 700 subscribers? Oh man, it's 750 subscribers. What do we have? Hold on. Analytics. just shy of that. Although I will mention this, I do think that the huge number of subscribers we have is actually, in large part, it's me because I notice I've been putting out like plus 30, plus 20 subscribers in these vertical streams. So I think that number is heavily affected by me. Let's see. Nobody knows this exists. You've done pretty good, Mr. Mike Side. Let me go ahead and send this over to you. We are. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Tammy. He doesn't have the package. What's up, Mister? How's it going? Says Luke. I sent a penny message right after. Thank you very much. How much to open the package on stream? Want to know your thoughts on the cards? Yeah. No problem, Mr. Brandel. So you would like me to evaluate the cards for you? Is that right? If you could just send me $3 for basically that's a card evaluation. I'll evaluate them as a group. If you want me to grade the cards like a pre-grade, that's a separate fee called pre-grading, and it's supposed to be $3 per card. So I don't know how many cards you sent in total. If you sent a ton, we'll do a cheaper price than 3 per card. If you only sent me a couple, we'll stick to that normal price, okay? All right, let me go ahead and send this to Mr. Mike's side. Give me a second here. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to take care of you, Mr. Brandel, in this stream if you'll just give me a second here. I'm going to get Mr. Mike's side taken care of. And how much do I need to send him again? Mike's side gets paid a pretty decent chunk of money for making these shorts. Did you guys know that? But you know what? He does a really good job too. So let's see. I think all that's correct. Yes. Especially lately, Mike's side, his videos have been doing really well. So I got to give him credit for that because I have noticed, I don't know if it's the style of the titles. I don't know if it's the style of the editing. I don't know if he's just gotten the touch, the taste like a chef, right? The taste to pick up the stuff that people want to see. But the videos are doing great lately. And so views are back up. And views are back up. Subscribes are looking good. But again, I think I contributed really heavily to that. Like our streams are picking up like 30 subscribers. It's really impressive. That's also why I like vertical mode, by the way. Vertical mode is killing it in a good way. And yeah, but views are back up, subscribes are up, and we broke through 100,000. He is getting a nice bonus this month, isn't he? He's getting that Black Label Espeon. I wonder what that could be worth in theory. Maybe that's worth a couple thousand. All right, so let me check the queue real fast. Happy Monday again, guys. Some of you guys are joining in a little bit later. Happy Monday. It's 5:30. Let's see. We got an email to read from Eric. I haven't read that yet. And then we have some PayPal orders. Mr. Hedison Vasquez, 1 spot in the Tag 10 Male Medal. Ivan Rodriguez with the big order. Let's see. Mr. Congratulations. 1K, you deserve it. Thank you. I'm at the hospital. Mom has a brain bleed. I'm so sorry, man. That sounds terrible, dude. Let's see. He says all 5 slabs, photo on Discord. Also, I'll take the remaining of the Gundam cheap slabs. Oh, yeah. Those are really, I'd be happy to sell those to you. Christopher Hewen says, Mr. Please, all Japanese, Inferno, da-da-da. All right, so we got 3 orders in that queue. And then also let me check the website now. We get website orders. How cool is that? Karis worked on a website, and it actually works. We get, I mean, I'm looking at it from right here. The website's already taken in probably well over $1,000 in orders. So that's pretty impressive for just having been rolled out very recently. Okay, there's no other orders. I'm going to take a second, and I'm going to check my mailbox for Mr. Brandel's package, okay? Mr. Brandel, you send in for a little bag sort. All right. You didn't know this, but our mailbox is pretty far away. Who's still here? Look, we lost 5 viewers to that. Isn't that crazy? Okay. You stop streaming for a minute and people freak out. Oh, look, we're actually down to 60 viewers. So we went from 69 viewers to 60. All because I stepped away from the chair. So there is a cost to stepping away from the chair. I've known this. I've known this because even if I just go downstairs for like 10 seconds to get a slab from the basement, and really that takes a minute, sometimes a little longer. When I come back, we're missing people. So that's how it is. That's how it is in the stream business. People don't want even 1 second of commercial. They want endless entertainment, perfect entertainment. Here you go, Mr. Brandel. That's it. That's your round of cards. Just showing you they all arrived. Are these fat cards? Okay, you got a couple drawings and you got a little Hitmonchan. Now, if you want me to do a pre-grade on these, that's $3 per card. And then if you want me to do a bag sort on these, you probably just want me to do a pre-grade. We already know these are hits. So pre-grades, if you want each card graded, it's $3 a card. You got a decent chunk of cards in here. I'll do $2 a card for you if you'd like. All right. So, whew. Ooh, I see some additional orders have come in. Mr. Hedison Vasquez is next. 1 spot in the Melmetal Lucario. You got it. That break right there, guys. You know what? It's not a problem when people leave. That just means that there's a better chance that you guys get the giveaway. Okay. I did 16 miles in 5 hours yesterday. Been losing weight. 16 miles? That's crazy, dude. I got a little treadmill, and I just go for a little 30-minute. It's almost like a jog, but not quite. Like it's like a brisk walk on a treadmill, and I think that that's perfect. It's like it's not too much exercise. Like you don't worry about doing it. Like, oh no, I got exercise. So I'm doing that on the treadmill again. I was reading you can buy something called like a red light, and it like mimics the sun. I'm tempted to buy that too. You know, it's like wintertime. I don't get any sunlight. Keyword 100K. Type that in, guys. We have this Jinx being given away. I'm tempted to do that. I'm tempted to do an indoor like sunlight recreator tool, and maybe just stand in front of that for 10 minutes or something. Not for like a tan or anything, but like literally just to get light on my skin. You forgot to set up the description. Did I? I don't think I did. No, you just have to hit refresh. Try refreshing, Mr. Ivan. Yeah, try refreshing. You'll be fine. Okay, he's in the Melmetal now. Ivan Rodriguez. All right, so Ivan is on to getting a couple slabs here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look if the internet will work. There it goes. Okay, so you want a couple slabs, and it looks like you want a certain Rayquaza. I don't know if that's still around. I wonder if that's still around. You want a Night Gundam, nice. You want a Reshiram for 25. Oh, a Latios, that's really good. And a Raichu. Are those all in the Discord? Is that where you found them? Because that means I got to find each one of those and plug them off. Let me go ahead and, yeah, I got to say that they're sold. So here's one of these guys. He's 30. Let me start by checking the table. Sent or pre-grade. Sounds good, man. All right, so you're in queue for a pre-grade. Now, pre-grade's kind of a higher-end service because what I do is I truly look at the card and tell you what I think it's going to grade, and then we write the grade down and all. Not the same as a quick look over. Here's another one over here, 30 bucks. Here's another one over here, 30 bucks. Okay, so these do appear to be in the Discord server. Let me go looking for that, Mr. Ivan. Mister, I sent an order in yesterday. Oh, yeah. Didn't you send like a $100 order? Okay, give me a second, guys. I got to locate these slabs. We're going to start with the Rayquaza. He should be in the R box over here because his name starts with the letter R. This is way too many slabs. We have a oversupply problem on the slabs. We have too many slabs. Oh, nope, that's not one of them. Aha, here's the Reshiram. Found him. Reshiram, Raichu, Rayquaza. Reshiram, Raikou, Rayquaza. What's crazy is this is alphabetized now, so it's actually partially sorted already. Oh, right, we also started putting cards that were less than a 10 in here, didn't we? So one of them might be in here. Let's see. Yeah, here's this. The holographic knight has been located. Here he is. So he's been found. That was useful. Here's the Rayquaza. He's been located. That was useful. Okay, I'll put this back in. So let me think. So what is left? Raichu and Latios is left. We need the Raichu, we need the Latios. So Raichu should be, oh, just found the Raichu, perfect. Now the Latios will be in a different box. He'll be in the L box. We'll pull that forward. I like the L box because it's not quite as full. Oh wait, we got to put these away first, don't we? Let's start putting these back now. Mickey Mouse, shouldn't he be in the M box? Weird. Okay. Excuse me. Boy, that air was so cold. Now I got like a cough. Like dried my throat out. Started coughing after I came. Dude, it was freezing out there. Winter is here for sure, guys. Sent for the 3 Gundam slabs on the table. Nice. Yeah, those are pretty cool. And they're a very, very low price, by the way. Like I lose money on them price. I bought them out of a really expensive booster box. But as it turned out, those cards, none of them graded 10. Means that they're really a huge loss. Latios, where is he at? He's a really good card. Let's go find him. And actually, let's get these back out of the way. Okay. Welcome, guys, to the Monday stream. It's Monday. The question is, when did I put these into the box? I almost wish that the channel could be open and you guys yourselves could just mention that an item has been sold, but I don't think that would go over very well. Okay, nothing here. Latios, right? Should say tag team Latios. So it should definitely be in here. It's also a tag slab, so that's an interesting thing to know. It's a nice card. I hope I didn't already sell it or put it into like the slab-aways or something. Not the slab-aways, the shuffle. Numal. Bruh. Sorry, camera's going to be full of slabs for a moment here. Actually, this would be a nice time to have the horizontal mode. Because horizontal mode, we used to use a trick where we'd zoom out and you could see me stack. Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. They were all located. Good. That was a big order, actually. That was a $175 slab order. We have an incredible number of slabs these days, guys. It's not an exaggeration. It's really shocking. I mean, we actually bring in more than we sell. There's no doubt about it. Any more DPPT slabs? I don't even know what you mean there. What's a DPPT slab? All right, now one of the problems is I'm supposed to mark the channel off for every one of these that's sold so that we don't double sell them. Let's see. It's almost like this would be smarter if we had a website. It would be smarter if we had like even more sorting going on. That would be cool. Yeah, if we had like even more sorting. Okay. Rayquaza sold. And over here to the All Slabs channel. Let's see. Oops. Yeah. Gundam sold. Did I do that right? Oh, nope, I didn't do that right. Hold on. What am I doing wrong here? Oops. Gundam sold. There it goes. Okay, the Gundam one's accounted for. I have to say Rayquaza sold here too. Rayquaza sold. All right. The other two, let's see. Reshiram sold. Reshiram sold. This is an important part of the procedure because if we don't do this, it could get purchased twice and I might not realize that it's sold. So in the future, I could end up wasting like 30 minutes searching for a slab that's gone. Reshiram sold. I think there's only Raichu left then. We got to find the Raichu. Let's see. Raichu. There he is. Okay. Raichu sold. Yeah, I really ought to, I like the idea of having a channel that's strictly for the PSA 9s. Mudkip, Ganondorf, Rito's Harp, huh? That should be in a different box. Same with Tingle. They should be in here. Okay, gotta make sure those go in the right boxes. All right, that's another thing that could screw everything up is if I'm ever missorting the slabs and then you gotta search through the entire wrong box. It's just like, that would be no good. Okay, Ivan Rodriguez. Need a website for just slabs like that. I know, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? Ivan, but you know, the problem with the slabs is their prices change month to month. Like in 2 months, the whole market could have radically shifted, especially for like really well-known cards, you know, like Gundam's not going to change, but PSA 10, Rayquaza is going to change a lot in 2 months. It could get way up. It could go way down. Prices just change a lot. Like the McDonald's Pikachu is very different than he was 2 months ago. Sent for the 3 Gundams slabs on the table. Sounds good. So these are all yours now. Okay. That order is complete. Thank you very much. We have an order from Christopher Houghton. All Japanese, 1 Inferno, 1 Rocket, 1 Terra Festival. Here is the Inferno. Here is the Rocket. And Terra Festival. What are we doing with that? Where's that kept? Is this Terra Festival? Looks like it is. Oscar's order, mister. Yes, let's take care of Oscar's order. He's been waiting a while. Let me look into Oscar's order, everybody. So, Oscar, when did you order? Where did you order? There's Pat Gibbs' order. Oscar. I see you placed an order here for the illustration. Here it is. You know what happened to it, right? It got buried by other kinds of emails. So, mark consignment slabs, Mewtwo 9 and Mew 8. Mewtwo 9 and Mew 8 in the consignment channel. Let's go over to the consignment channel. I see them right there. Okay, and I should be able to check in here for them. Yes. Here they are. So these were fresh back from PSA, and so now he has sold them. And we're going to say Mewtwo and Mew sold. Okay, good. And so these are, $100 going to Oscar Resendez. They used to say Mark. They're going to say Oscar now. He got those back from PSA and just immediately had me sell them as a consignment. What's going on here? Mister, my body about to burst Wednesday. About to burst? Why do you say that? Yeah. Oscar Resendez. Do you have Team Rocket Returns 14109? I don't have their numbers memorized. I have no clue what that is, but I probably don't have that. I mean, I think I've sold all of the Rocket Returns I meant to sell. They've all sold. Now, let's get the calculator out. We need the calculator for this one, guys. Okay, so it's 100 times 0.73, which is $73. Why didn't we know that? Mr. Mark, he's got store credit. And it's going to say 73. So there you go. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Oscar. Why are energy drinks so delicious? Man, I heard some bad stuff about energy drinks being bad for your kidneys. I love energy drinks myself, but I kind of stopped drinking them. But, you know, I might still have a little caffeinated beverage every now and then. But, man, it's too bad that the human body gets worn out by those things. Yeah, I stopped drinking energy. Remember, I used to drink them like every day, every stream, in fact. And it was like a party because I was drinking energy drink. But I kind of slowed down on that. I don't do that anymore. I have no energy drinks in my home. Yeah, I'm scared, man. I'm getting older. You gotta worry about that stuff as you age. Here's Christopher Houghton. I'm heading toward 40, so gotta pick up a healthy lifestyle if I want to make it to 70. It's not just about making it to 70. It's about not feeling like shit as you make it to 70. What do we got? We've got a little Glaceon. What's the healthiest energy drink? Probably just a cup of coffee, to be honest. If I had to bet. Coffee's got caffeine in it. You just drink a cup of coffee. Look at that. That's the 1-pack SAR Snipe. And you got the Penguin. Christopher Houghton. Good things come to those who wait. Look at that. That's a pretty good round. Congratulations, Christopher. I do methylene blue. Never going back. There we go. I have no clue what you're talking about. You do meth? What? Here we are. How much for that Zard? Which Zard? The new one? There we go. I bought myself a Zard, but maybe I could sell it. Just replace it. There we go. Good. Mister should do an energy drink stream on last Friday every month. There we go. Okay. Thank you so much, Christopher Houghton. So that's completed, and our job is to get to the oldest order now. Our job is to get to the oldest order. What is that going to look like? So we have a Pat Gibbs order made at 538. We have a Zach order made at 532. And we have a Mr. Elijah's order made at 535. So Zach's order is the oldest. He goes, Zach, he says, oh, and I got to check the website actually too. I'm going to hit refresh on the website before I process this. You ready? That's a new thing. I'm not used to it. Okay, so now, Mr. Zach, Heartbreak Break and 6 Mega Evolution. You got it? Mr. Zach. Oh, yeah, what did we pull out of there? I don't even remember what the last packs were. Wow, it went by so fast. So this is for the Heartbreak Break, which is now 11 out of 19. One of the best moving breaks on the table. Very popular. I just want to see Mr. when he is zooted. 6 Mega Evolutions. We got this one here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. All right, there we go. Mr. How are the breaks and the pre-orders? How are the breaks and the pre-orders? Yeah, I think we kind of went over the breaks at the beginning of the stream. They're all doing pretty well. We got some really good breaks. We got Melmetal Lucario's popular. It's 2 out of 7 now. We got Metamong Ditto. That one's popular. We got the Heartbreak Break. That one's super popular. The breaks are buzzing, man. They're always buzzing. I guess we didn't mention these breaks, did we? We didn't mention these. Did you guys know the Phantasmal Flames pre-order box break is at basically 4 spots remaining? And then also the Mega Sublist has started anew for the Gengar. So there we have it. Hello, mister. How are you doing today? What's up, Michael? How's it going? All right. What we got? Mega Gardevoir. That was pretty easy. Got a little Mega Gardevoir going on. Here's Mega Gardevoir. Ooh. All right. Nuzleaf, Bulbasaur. That looks great. Bulbasaur's a good pull. Okay. See, in the spicy round, huh? Jump on the Phantasmal. Here's Latios, Mega Venusaur. Okay. Here's Nickit, Gumshoes, Meganium. And here's Toxicroak, Croagunk, Alakazam. All right, pretty good round, actually. It was only 6 packs. That was a good round. Thank you, Mr. Zach. All right, there we go. So what's in the news today? You guys seen anything interesting in the news? I think I made the title a 3-Eye Atlas title. Didn't they figure out that it's definitely just a comment, like today or something? I think I heard that. You know, everyone was like, it's a spaceship. Go. Let's go ahead and rotate these slabs. We got Muck. We got Alakazam. And we've got Hello Kitty. I tell you what, why don't we process this order for Mr. Ivan Rodriguez real fast. Here it is. Let's see. There it is. He wants the 3 Gundams. I'm going to process that real fast for him because he was already on his turn. And he, you know, this is a very easy order to service. So let me take care of this. He bought these slabs. Slabs can be processed very quickly. They're not pack openings. They don't disturb anybody. Where'd they go? So Mr. Ivan. Mr. I'm going to tell all the alien people in the stream this time. You know, tell what? Okay. Yeah, that's Project Bluebeam. Jump on the Phantasmal. There we go. So that's Ivan Rodriguez. I'm really disappointed that these did not grade PSA 10. They didn't even grade PSA 9, some of them, which to me is proof that the PSA 10 I did get back in the day is super valuable and rare. Okay. Instead of probing holes, aliens will drill holes in the slab. No! Okay, there they are. Also, as a part of your orders, Mr. Ivan also wanted a spot in that Heartbreak. I'll just service that real fast. Okay, there you go. A little shot at that big round of slabs. Ba-doink. Has anyone ever tried slipping a $100 bill into a PSA submission? Oh, it's an interesting thought. I think that they could take that extremely poorly if you did try that. A bribe. That's probably super against their business policy. That'd be like when John was doing encapsulations for me, if somebody gave him like a $20 PayPal donation and he changed a grade from a 9 to a 10, that's like 100% fireable. You would never want to lose that integrity. You're like, I can't trust you anymore. Jake Paul could. Yeah. Aliens like Mexicans? Would you get the $100 back? Maybe. I don't think it would ever work either. Because the cards go through several departments first. Okay, Brandel says bag evaluation. But then after that, he says pre-grade. Okay, so here we go. Let's get those pre-grades started. We have a pre-grade order for Mr. Brandel. Brandel, are you still watching? Okay. So the way you kind of, the way you stored your cards, I wouldn't have done it that way. I don't like top loaders. I would have also used a different kind of sleeve. This is a sleeve that barely covers the card. So there we go. Let's get into a better sleeve. There we go. Now we can hold it by that. Wow. No print lines, good centering. Let's check the back of the card. White dot in the upper right-hand corner. White dot in the lower right-hand corner. I would place this card as a solid 9. Okay. So I would... grading has ruined TCG in my opinion. Nah, it's the exact opposite way around. Do you mean like it's ruined the competitive scene? Or do you mean it's ruined the collectability? Because what it's done with the collectability is grading has made them collectible. They weren't collectible before. They weren't collectible. No one took them seriously. All right, so Vaporeon gets a 9 for white dot on the back. Lucario, you can see he was sliding out. Did you see how he was sliding out, everybody? Not only was he sliding out of the top loader, he was sliding out of the sleeve as well. I hate it when the sleeves do this. See, and so they're trickier to extract as well. Here, let's just take the whole card out. There we go. All right. So, centering's top heavy. It's a pretty clean card. You have slide-off centering on the top. It might be within the range that they allow it to be. So this one might have a small shot at a 10. Do not send it to Beckett. Do not send it to tag grading. Send it to PSA. And PSA might bequeath you with a 9 if you're lucky, or with a 10 if you're lucky. So we're going to say 10 minus on that one. I think it's a week 10. Grading should be for things only 5 years and older. I don't think there's a time limit on it. You know, the moment you get a nice card, maybe you want it encapsulated. So whether it's 20 years old or you pulled it yesterday, you just, if you got an ungraded raw card, you might want to have it graded. So I don't think there should be like a time requirement. That's, you know, it's just whatever the consumer wants, you know. This one's bottom heavy. There's dots on the surface. This card, I'm pretty confident this card is going to fail a 10. So the dots in this case are severe enough that they can cause a loss. That's a serious dot. So this one will fall into the 9 range. Okay, 9 it is. And we're going to put your cards now into semi-rigids. What did Mr. just say? The Star Wars are actually not getting a grading, just encapsulated from tag. Tag will not be able to grade those. There we go. So those will need to go to PSA. Tag cannot grade cards that are like super fat or anything. There we go. Okay. They just do one size card. Okay, here's the next one. This is off center, left to right, and top to bottom. So it's what it is it's crooked. It's a crooked card. Crooked like Al Capone. Yeah, this is going to get a 9. You can see it on the back. It fails the centering. It looks better on the front than the back. You could send a PSA. I would not send this to Tag. Tag will be very harsh on the off-centering. Kind of tells you something, doesn't it, guys? When you're shopping for slabs and you see a Tag 10 versus a PSA 10, to be honest, I'd probably just go get the Tag 10 because PSA will allow slightly more off-centering on the back. And since they're the, quote, authority on grading, they'll get away with it too. Nobody will question it. But Tag grading is actually more strict on that off-centering. So I'm going to say 9. So I believe because of the off-centering on the back that this one's definitely going to be 9 with most grading companies, probably even PSA. But if you want to risk it for the biscuit, go with PSA. You can see it right here, though. It's this side's thin versus the bottom. Okay, we've got EV. Now look, see, this is not even in the sleeve, and that has to do with it being a top loader, unfortunately. All right, so what we got here? The top loader doesn't hug the card. Oh yeah, this one looks real clean. That's real clean on the back. That one's a good one. Okay. It does have a flaw on the surface inside of the thing. Let me show you what I'm talking about real fast. We're going to zoom in. I'm going to direct you to right there. So that's probably going to be this right here as well. Those could be looked at as flaws. I don't know if PSA will grade them that way. So I'm going to give this a hesitant 9.5. So this is one where we don't know what PSA's policy will be on those small flaws within the texturing. But since we gave it a green flag on everything else, now we're looking for any other potential flaws. It inflates everything. What's this? This is such a nice card to look. So this one is similar to the 10 minus. So you got a 9.5 and a 10 minus. So these three back here are definitely probably going to be 9s. And then these two right here, you test these out. These are not strong 10s, but you test these out. Okay, what else we got? So you bought a couple EVs off the internet, huh? That's what this looks like. This looks like EVs with different kinds of sleeves on them. Yeah, this is a thick sleeve. This penny sleeve is a kind of thick sleeve that you can use. So you bought a couple EV singles, and you're hoping a couple of these will turn into 10s. You might get lucky. Now, see, if we look at the texturing on this card, a bit cleaner, isn't it? So this one might actually pass PSA grading. But we're going to go ahead and look at the centering now. Centering is okay. Back of the card looks pretty clean, too. This one might be just a 10, okay?
Yeah, I like this one. So this one, I'm just going to give it a 10, and you should definitely send this one in. Here we are. Okay. I wish cards graded out of 9 were at least a little bit more money. Nah, just 10s. It's actually surprising that 9s are as expensive as they are. It shows you the goal is to get a card that's in like excellent condition. But you know, when a card gets really expensive, then it makes sense for the 9s to start going up. Like, so for example, a lot of vintage cards, they're starting to go up in value because the 10s are virtually unobtainable. Like Fossil Dragonite, PSA 10, $20,000. Yeah, people are going to buy the 9s. It's just how it is now. Okay, next EV. So this has taken an awful lot of time up in our stream, notably. That's why it has to be. This looks all wrong. Something's wrong with the texturing. So I don't know if it's been cleaned or something, but something's not right here. It's all fuzzy here. It's not looking correct. I don't know what's up with that. Could be the nature of the printing. They might not notice or care. Is that a white dot? That's a white dot. You got a white dot on the back of this one. So to be careful, you have both a white dot and you have some sort of issue with the texture. I'm going to give this one an 8. It's been cleaned. I don't know if it's been cleaned because I don't think there's a purpose to cleaning the textured portion of a card. But it could have just a printing issue. So when they manufactured the card, it may have a printing issue. So, and then this one right here. Let's see. But notice how my eyes caught it immediately. So they do this all day long for a job. They'll probably catch it too. Some of these guys... Wait, is this one even real? Oh, this is fake. This feels fake as hell. That feels really fake. What the hell? Hold on, let me grab this one back here. All right. So this has the typical matte finish on the surface of the non-holographic part of the card. Wait, do they? How identical exactly are these? This one on the left feels totally fake. If it's a fake, it's a real good fake. Let me look at it. Hidden Fates had matte and glossy finishes, says Pal. Okay, I hear you. So you're saying that it had matte and glossy finish. Okay, cool. So if he's gathering a bunch of these together, maybe he gets them from 2 different time periods. Okay, I hear you, man. So the back of the card is significantly off-center. The front of the card looks nice. No, you can see a little bit of off-centering on the front as well. It's just not as significant. Rip in half and see. I noticed the gloss, that's all. If you're saying it got printed 2 ways, that happens sometimes. So, especially with promos. So, the bottom is quite thick. So, I'm going to give this a 9.5 and mention that it should be sent to PSA. PSA, they do not grade the back of the card as harshly. All right. And then this one was just a straight up 9. I don't remember why. Was it like a white dot or something? No, we were just comparing them, weren't we? All right. So we only made, let's see. We only made like this one and this one and this one as strong potential 10s. And then you said these are not getting graded. These are just going to be looked at, right? Okay, so you got these thick cut. Well, the trick to these, you're supposed to have a thick cut sleeve. That's the trick. Like this. See, that's a proper thick cut sleeve. And then guess what? You're supposed to have card saver 1s. This is a card saver 1. Okay. Get them in here. All right, now we can do away with this scratched up piece of crap. Okay. Card Saver 1s are much larger than Card Saver 2s, so they handle the thick cut cards really easily. This is not even a thick cut card. Wow, that's a really detailed drawing. Was this really hand drawn? Was it drawn by 2 people? The Anakin tag will do. Okay, I can send this into tag grading for sure. I don't know if they'll give it a no grade. I don't even know if that's an option with tag. But yeah, you should be able to send that in. Tag grading has been accepting various Topps cards. I just saw the grades. They just finished another submission, and this time it was a group submission. I just saw the grades. Somebody, I think it's Brett Love, he got a 10 on a 1989 Topps Nintendo card. It's going to look so good when it comes back. And so that's an old Topps card, and I wasn't sure if they graded it or not, but yep, it appears they grade all Topps cards. But they can't grade them if they're an unusual size or shape. So they rejected a die-cut card not too long ago. This is taking too long. We got people waiting their turn. So that's how it is with the pre-grades. Pre-grades they're popular. People like them. But we do $3 per pre-grade. And when it's a whole group, it might be smarter not to do them until we have a slow stream. We, in fact, do not have a slow stream right now. This is a busy stream. So this is tying up the weight line really badly. One more card, the Hitmonchan. Oh, he's in another one of these dumb fit sleeves. I hate the fit sleeves, dude. You're just exposing the edge of the card, you know. Okay. It looks pretty clean. How'd you get this? Did you open a pack? Top to bottom is thin. There's a dot on the back of the card. There's a smudge on the back of the card, too, on the surface. That's too bad. So if this were to get lucky in grade 10, it'd be a very weak 10. There's multiple surface problems on the back, along with off-centering top to bottom. So you have an issue right there. You have an issue right there. And if we sleeve it up, I'll show you the off-centering issue. So you turn it sideways, and you can see top to bottom is fat on the top, thin on the bottom. So once again, I'd probably send this off to PSA, not to tag. When you have an off-centering on the back of the card, I suspect tag gives out a harsher grade than PSA does. PSA sells for plenty of money anyways. Okay, there you have, well, so for this card, I would probably give it just a plain 9.5. I would not give this a 9.5 plus. I would assume that this card actually downgrades into a 9 with PSA. PSA doesn't hand out a 9.5. So it's a nice looking card, but I'm pretty sure it's not a 10. Thank you, Mr. Brandel Vargas. Appreciate it. And we've done you a nice job and re-sleeved them and re-holdered them or whatever. Whatever the plastic holder is called. Let's put your full name on one of these. Brandel Vargas. Okay, I hope you found that was worth your time and money. That's card evaluations. We're pretty good at them, actually. I've been grading cards with for years now, really. Yeah, years. I can see the flaws with my bare eyes. Which a lot of people can, but I've just been doing it a long time. Another nice thing is with the whole audience... Okay, so we got your stuff in the back. With the whole audience watching, the audience catches it too. All right, we're done. Glad I got your second opinion. Was worth every penny. Nice. All right. Yeah, you know, because with those EVs, every time they grade 9, you basically lose money. You need them to grade 10 and avoid the 9s. Some cards, it doesn't matter if they're 9 or 10. Like the Hitmonchan, it doesn't matter. You just grade them. Well, I mean, even he doesn't go for a lot as a 9, but you could probably break even with him as a 9. But the EVs are just a loss if you get a 9 on them. So that's what's interesting about it. Pat Gibbs, 2 Mega Evolutions, 2 Live Customs, 4 Poke Shuffles. Our friend, Mr. Pat, is back. Hey, what's up, Pat?
Pat Gibbs. Let's see, how long do you wait? He waited 39 minutes. Mr. Pat. We got these two. Let's get these two live customs. Mr.'s a bear? CGC is best, then. Their website is a tad more confusing than grading, but simple after you figure it out. Here are 1 and a 2. The demand for CGC might be a little bit lower. I can't tell. I think CGC has effectively made a mistake with letting their CGC gem and 10s look much uglier than the pristine and also being a much worse grade. 4 Pokey Shuffles. So that was 2 cold live customs. Now, out of the Pokey Shuffles, you almost wish you pulled a 2 live custom card, don't you? Like, that would be nice. 1, 2, 3. What I can say about tag is they don't do that. Tag grading is very harsh on the grade, actually. And so when you get a tag 10, you can expect it to be a nice card. Oh, it is 2 live. Wow, that's lucky as hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This goes back in. Yeah, we have a couple. I think we have like 3 of these 2 live pulls, and then a 1 to the oldest break. And I think we just added a Waifu shuffle thing too. So the 1, 2. Oh my God! Look at that, Pat. Wow, Pat's living the dream right now. Can you believe that, Pat? That is unbelievably lucky. Gliscor. All right, I know what that is. That's going to be vintage Gliscor. Okay. Meant to be his, pretty much. This is Rising Rivals vintage Gliscor. It's kind of like a common card that's been graded 10. It is Pat Gibbs. I don't know where the $100 price tag came from. It might have sold at 100, or it might have been last listed at 100, or maybe some common card from that set sold for 100 or something like that. So I don't know how I came up with that price, but it reminds you how expensive these cards are getting, man. They're getting crazy expensive. You might have to go through a bunch of booster packs of Platinum to get one card that can grade 10 to. The grading harshness is so high. Here's Solrock Abrazurnius. You are now a Gliscor collector. Good luck. Oh my God. Here's Manectric. Yeah, Gliscor, he's cool, man. All right, Mega Manectric. Very good. Let's go ahead and grab Pat's bag, which is over here. Oh man, I wish I could put this somewhere else. Maybe I can shift this around like this, maybe? I don't think that works. That's such a cool card. What a hit. Yeah, Wrath, I think the comics I'm going to send to CGC. Hey, if you pull something good, I will subscribe, says Bill Cipher. We are? All right. Sounds good, man. There we go. Wow, we got 94 viewers for the daytime stream. Where did that come from? Oh, let's hand out a spot over here, shall we? We have an order from, or we have a spot for Rain Bryan in the giveaway. Mr. Rain Bryan. Yo, Rain Bryan. Number 2. This is Siphon. That's Mr. Shahir. How's it going, Mr. Shahir? Here's Cloudy. Oh, it's all Cloudy. Okay, that's Cloudy. That's up to 3 now. Okay. Pat Gibbs is complete. Mr. Shahir is actually next. 10 White Flare. 10 White Flare English. Ooh. Fun, fun, fun. What do we got back here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. It's Terry. What's up, Terry? How's it going, Terry? Terry's the best. King Cloud was hidden. Wow. I don't even know what he was saying. YouTube wouldn't even show me what he was saying. I must be on Top Chat. That's so crazy. Somebody could come in and say something nasty, and YouTube won't even show me. That's wild. Okay, Mr. Shahir. YouTube must be getting pretty good at that. Snipping this. Snipping these. Thank you for those spots in the giveaway. No problem, man. Good. How's it going, mister? It's going all right. Apparently, we're having a little bit of a busy Tuesday. There we go. And oh, I got him, says Mr. Wrath. All right. It switches me back to top from all when I checked the scored. Here's Volpe Jelly Scent. You got the jelly.
Mr. Shahir, it's your turn now. And we're opening some cool cards. Here's Shelmet, some hollows. If you pull something good, like $100, I will subscribe. Durant Kafagrigus. I can't allow you to do that, Bill Cipher. Bill, on this channel, not everyone's allowed to subscribe. We have too many good giveaways. So you have to pay me $5 to be allowed to subscribe. So I'm afraid we've reviewed your application, and I'm afraid we're not allowed to let you subscribe in this case. We are Pat Rat. We're all full. We've got too many already. Here's, yes, more protection the better. Check YouTube videos for people packing the CGC orders. Packing the CGC orders. What? Oh, setting cards up to ship. There we go. And here's Ya Boy, sometimes known as a Ya Mask. There he goes. And here's Vullaby. So you end up pulling one AR. This reminds me, White Flare and Black Bolt were both really tough sets, weren't they? They were tough sets. But you know, there's some amazing pulls out of these sets, and I feel like I'd love to see more of it open because a Master Ball Vanilla. Oh! Look at that. Wow, look at that Reshiram Alt Art. Okay, here's the Reshiram. Wow, beautiful. Okay. And then we got a little Zoroark. You should be at 500K by now. You've really been doing this for years, says Grim Reaper. Appreciate it, man. Technically, I have 230,000 subscribers if you count my other YouTube channel. But yeah, I would say growth on this channel has been a little slow. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we don't make like true content. We don't make like, you know, like I don't sit down and make like 15-minute videos 3 times a week. What we really are, we're like a shop. We're like an online card shop, and people generally don't subscribe to that. I don't think they do. I think it's because, you know, people don't need to know if I'm popping up in their feed every single day, you know, like, yeah, there he is. He's live again, selling cards again. You know what I mean? It's the style of content that I think it's not necessarily required to subscribe to. But we do hand out benefits to people who are subscribed. So if you are subscribed and you hang out here, there's a pretty good chance you eventually get into a good giveaway and pull a free slab home. Like we're giving out 5,000 slabs right now. There we go. Got some hits there. We're doing some nice giveaways, and people who are subscribed, we like to give them advantages. There we go. I love card shops because I love seeing people open packs. Very cool. Still very much learning this whole Pokemon world, says Midnight Hour. Yeah, Pokemon's become this really fun, you know, collecting activity that people are super into, and it's just super crazy these days. I don't think it's going away. I think Pokemon's the leader in card collecting because it's designed to be that way. There's like 1,000 different Pokemon to collect, and it's a video game, it's a TV show, it's a movie, you know, it's a manga, it's all these different things. So it's like this really, really strong franchise. Hard to unseat it. I don't think anything can unseat it. So it's like designed to be collectible. We have Mr. Romaldo, 2 Mega Evolutions for Mr. Romaldo. Here you go, Romaldo. Over here. All right. More bubble wrap, never hurts. Do you have any of the old Topps plastic Pokemon cards? Plastic. You're talking about the transparent ones, I think? There were transparent ones. I think I do own one Charizard transparent. I've been here for more than 3 months. Wow, nice, man. Really appreciate that. Here we go. Here's Steelix. Mr. Ivan. Mr. Ivan, you're good. You're good, man. He hangs out here a lot, and he has a unique taste for the 9s. I think 9s are an interesting proposition, right? Like, I think that buying 9s generally isn't seen like a big investment, but what's interesting is if you just hold these for a while, if the 10s become unobtainably expensive, maybe the 9s shoot up. So maybe you obtain the 9s when they're like 25 bucks, and then maybe down the road they become like 100 bucks, which would be like times 4 the value. But so this will all depend on whether the 10s do the same thing. The other argument for 9s is they're just pretty easy to purchase in volume, and you can show off a lot of 9s. So 9s are interesting. Romaldo, so you're an interesting guy because you like to buy those 9s. All right, let's see. Here's Romaldo. I knew a guy who would buy PSA 9 vintage cards all day long. And I think if he held those, he's now doing very well with those because all the vintage went up a lot. Okay, Romaldo is done. Thank you, Romaldo. Let me refresh on this. Supply on the demand on 10s versus 9s. Double tap the screen to show love. If all else fails, crack the 9 and sell it as PSA 10 quality. Oh, that's devious. Elijah, 2 times the ditto break. Ah, yes. That's the Melmetal break, which is, by the way, not up to 1. It's up to 2. I didn't update that. So that's up to 2 out of 7. And the ditto break, which is right over here. And this card's going up by 2 spots for our friend Mr. Elijah. 9's going to be 10 soon in value. Yeah, and that's what everyone's curious about, is if that will happen. Elijah. Okay. Ivan inspired me to snag a few 9s. Elijah. Okay. Very good. 2 ditto break. That's going to be right here. We just pop the names in the back. All right. This is going to say 5 and 6. Good. We have Nathan Gordon. So Nathan says, I've got a box of cards and about 20 slabs varying in price from $60, a handful of 100, a few $500 slabs with 1 or 2 worth more. Curious on whether a $40 shipments would be better or an all-out one shipment for international to Canada. You know, I think it would be better. This is my opinion, Nathan. So I think it would be better to split them up into smaller packages to draw less attention to them. This is something we've been doing with NHCC. And besides that, if they decide to open up your package and carefully work out the declarations, and they decide it's too high, or that they want to raise it or something, or they decide that, oh, we think you underdeclared or some crap like that, they will only declare that for a smaller amount because we were shipping in pieces, right? Versus shipping one huge box where it might be a wider gap, which is maybe what you were asking about. So yeah, I mean, if you would like, Mr. Nathan, I could definitely split your shipments into 2 or 3 $40 shipments, depending on what we needed. You said 20 slabs, right? So I think that would be about 2 $40 shipments. And we could do that instead of one large box where we either have to declare it ridiculously high or underdeclare it and potentially get in a lot of trouble. So yeah, we could do 2 $40 shipments and see how we can work it. Hi, bro. Show my card, bro. I'm Rockstar Mahi. Rockstar Mahi? Nuh-uh, you're Prabhu Satihal. You're not Rockstar Mahi. He's tricking me. Let's see, bro. He's a rock star. I'd also split them because there has been an increase in people stealing cards as well. Yeah, I don't know about that. We've never experienced that kind of issue, but I suppose it could happen. But yeah, I guess it reduces your odds that you lose everything in one go. All right, so great question for that. Ivan Rodriguez says 3 Gundams on the table. We already serviced that one. Serviced that one earlier. Isaac Thomas says 1 minted copper coin. Yes, so we sell precious metals, copper coins. Did you know that? You could buy a copper coin from me. Would you guys like it if I also sold silver and gold? Like if we had a whole jar of silver, would that be interesting? Problem is, I don't get any kind of distributor pricing on silver or gold or anything, which I'm not even sure if the silver and gold guys do. I don't know if they do either. I think what they do is they privately buy silver and gold from people under market. I think that's what they actually do. That's where they get their inventory from. And then they sell it slightly over market. So there we go. But yeah, I don't know how silver and gold guys do it. I'm not unfamiliar with it. Mr. Use your logo on the coins. Oh, that's a cool idea. What if we had a minted Cardconomist coin and it was like the swirl and all that? Thanks, dude. Can I send $80 so that the weight is covered and you can split into 2 boxes of $40 shipments? Yes, sir. We can definitely get that started. Let's see. There's a weight limit, too. Funny enough, depending on how heavy your stuff is, they might not fit into just 2 boxes. And the weight limit, I believe, is 2 pounds per box. So if your stuff weighs just over 4 pounds, we wouldn't be able to ship it all. We can always use a trick, though. One of the best tricks in this scenario is to remove like bulk cards and either keep them over here or donate them, either one. Okay, Isaac. So 1 Minecraft Time to Mine, 1 1989 tattoos, 1 sealed Trump PB, and 1 Ninja Turtles. 1 sealed Trump. I better not open it because I'll do that. I'm very sloppy. Here we go. So here is the tattoos. And
Sealed Trump, Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is over here. And Super Mario, the Time to Mines are over here, I believe. Okay. Oh, that hurt my wrist. What the hell? Okay, here's Time to Mine. And then we're just missing the Donald Trump pack. Where am I keeping Donald Trump? There we go. I think he's over here somewhere. This is somebody's cards. That's somebody's cards. That's MetaZoo. Where do I keep the Donald Trump packs? Here they are. Found it. All right. Okay, Mr. Isaac. Jump. You can open the Trump PB. I just copied the name from the menu. Oh. Okay, we're going to open the Donald Trump pack too. Now, let's start with these really cool Ninja Turtles. I added these to the menu a long time ago. And they certainly do not sell fast, but they do sell. Every month we open maybe a couple packs of this, like 3 packs per month. Okay. My president, why doesn't Biden have a PB card? I don't know. That's a good question. Here's Raphael. Ooh. Raphael. Trump suggested that everyone should get $2,000 in tariff like refunds or whatever he called it, like a tariff dividend. But it kind of doesn't make sense. It's not really a dividend, is it? It's like a refund. Here's Raphael. Here's Ready for Action. Here's the Shredder. And to be honest, I feel like that's something a Democrat would do. I feel like it's basically buying votes. So I don't know how I feel about that, making a splash. I also think it's highly, highly inflationary. So if he really tries to go through with that, because he tweeted he wanted to do it. If he really went through with that, now's the time to be buying stuff, whether it be Pokemon cards or whatever you're going to buy. But it's, you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems has been the cost of living, the unaffordability. And my belief about the unaffordability is the fact that we've had all this money printing during COVID, and now he's suggesting more money printing. Like in the short run, it's very sexy. People go, yeah, give me that $2,000. I want it. I could use it. But in the long run, it just means a heavier unaffordability crisis later on down the road. Here are your tattoos. We keep that sealed. Okay. Here are your Minecraft cards. So I think that that's an awful idea. I thought that the idea of raising taxes through tariffs was kind of a good idea. I actually thought that it would be a good idea only in one sense, and that would be that maybe it could get other countries to say, all right, we won't do tariffs, and then everyone can remove their tariffs. Or maybe you use the taxes you raised to pay down the debt or to balance the budget, essentially. But, you know, if he's just giving the money back out, then he's just taxing the money and then giving the money away. You might as well just get rid of the tariff so that the cost of goods don't go up, you know? So he's making no sense to me right now. Just from like a purely economic perspective, I don't understand them. Here's boom. All right. And we've got one of the achievement cards, Camouflage. This is an orange achievement card, and I think that makes it more rare. Oh, this is so cool. That's right. In the video game, if you put on a zombie head, which are very rare drops, the zombies ignore you. Is that right? Okay. And then, cool. Loving these cards. Are we winning yet? We haven't paid the debt down at all. His lying ass, 18 trillion. He says we're taking in. It's good for our country to pump money that isn't printed, but we've earned. Here we are. It's not earned money. It's taxed money. It's a little different. So I do believe in wealth creation. Like when you build a house where there was no house, now you've created a good. So you've increased the number of goods in America. That's wealth creation. You've really created something. But if you just tax something that already exists, you haven't created anything. You're just redistributing money. And so that's kind of what a tariff is, right? It's just a tax. It artificially makes products made at home more competitive versus products made abroad. And companies tend to, not companies, countries tend to use this to control who can sell to them. And Trump, you know, he came in, he's like, we're going to run lots of tariffs. And he's really confident in them. But yeah, if you're just earning the money and then giving it back away, it's sort of like, well,
You could have skipped that part and just had no tariffs at all. No Trump in this round. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it's really inefficient. Just have no tariff and that'll drive the cost of the goods down anyways. So, yeah, I don't get it. From an optics point of view, he might be loved because people who don't understand economics go, well, this guy gave me $2,000. Tariffs are awesome. So from an economic point of view, it makes no sense. It's like an inefficiency. But from maybe like an optics point of view, people who don't know what's going on will think that he's awesome briefly until they've spent their $2,000 and the cost of living goes up. And then they'll be like, why is it so expensive? Brr, you know. Now, did you have a box? I think you had a box by now, didn't you? Isaac Thomas, the man with the box. So I don't know. I can't agree with it. You know, I just don't think it makes any sense. I actually don't think that a $2,000 dividend makes any sense. It's not a real dividend. Let's see. I don't see a box for you. What did we do? Oh, I remember. You are in an overflow box. We gotta sort this area of the table out. This part of the table is way overflowing. One day this is gonna be a serious problem if it keeps growing. All right. Trump talks out loud when even thinking things and the media latches on to every word. He could be thinking about Arby's and then they would be reporting that Arby's will crash the economy. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. So I don't know how I feel about a $2,000 so-called dividend. It's not truly a dividend. It's more like a tax return, isn't it? It's like a tax return. Okay, Mr. Isaac. And instead of doing a tax return, you could have just never taxed in the first place. It would have been more efficient that way. Luke Laurie, 65 to sob away, and 1 Lord of the Rings tops. You got it. Let's see. Where we got these bad boys? Here they are. He's not bankrupted companies. A lot of the market's coming back to normal after COVID. The market has been resetting over the last 4 years. Ta-da! Yeah, I agree. COVID really screwed everything up. 65 to slab away. It was a very bad situation. This is going to say 235. Boop. There you go, Mr. Luke. COVID was like almost 7 years ago. Did you guys know that? Let that sink in. Okay. I spent my $2,000 on Pokemon cards. Hell yeah. If you guys get $2,000, now might be, now might be the time to pick up some Pokemon cards before the 2,000 comes out. But even when the 2,000 does come out, if you snatch up some Pokemon cards, historically, what happened last time during COVID was after that $2,000 was released, all that money eventually pours into something like Pokemon. And then, yeah, it just kind of boosts up in price for a while. We are. Ooh, Sauron. He's so crazy. He's all like forging the One Ring. Okay, here's some goofs. You do realize a lot of business owners have had businesses fail, right? Says Jared. Fauci and Ralph Barrick. The market hasn't been resetting. There's trillions in unrealized losses. All industry is government subsidized. I agree with Steven here. All the businesses are basically becoming government subsidized because anytime it looks like they're ready to fail, the government just injects liquidity, whether it be through debt or through loans. Well, loans are debt. Or whether it be giving normal people free money, like actually SNAP benefits. Most people think it's just at the benefit of the people who are poor. Well, it's actually at the benefit of Walmart. Did you ever consider that? It's basically like a welfare handout to Walmart because all that money gets spent at Walmart. So the more SNAP benefits there are, the better Walmart does. And so it's kind of like a welfare handout to that company. And, and people don't like Walmart, but I don't know if that sentiment still exists. Luke Laurie, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Poor old Walmart. They need some welfare. There we go. But yeah, so, when Walmart comes and they report super high profits and everyone's like, whoa, the standard in retail Walmart is doing so well. Everyone gains confidence in the market. But meanwhile, Walmart's receiving all this free government money. And that's why their profits are so high. If people had to spend less money and spend it more conservatively, then maybe Walmart's profits would look much worse. And then, Walmart would have to report bad profits, and everyone would be like, oh no, the economy is actually doing bad. So yeah, the government can stimulate the economy, but what it can't do is it can't produce goods. Yeah, the government itself does not produce anything. And so when we say the economy's good, but it's only good because people are getting fake money, and then we have out of control inflation and nothing's being produced. You've got sort of like a straw man economy. It's like a ghost. It's like a dead man walking economy. And that's why the price of gold's jumping real fast, because there's some fear, they're like, oh, what if it ends in catastrophe? What if it's another 2008? What if it's another Great Depression or blah, blah, blah. So, Carlos Sura, 2 ditto, 2 crown zenith. You got it, man. 2 dittos, huh? Ditto's popular. I encourage you guys to look at how overexposed businesses like Tesla with the PE ratio of 600 is not safe and not sustainable. Tesla's always been that way, though. Even when the economy was much more solid, people just overbet on. It's like a meme stock almost. They just overbet on Elon Musk, and it doesn't have to do with the earnings. It just has to do with they think his company is going to invent some new thing, and have growth, unbelievable growth. So like people will do that with other companies that don't pay any dividends at all. They just invest like crazy into companies like Google, assuming Google's going to dominate in growth and innovation. So, and that's the reason for that. They're like, we don't care what it earns. We just want to have some of these stocks before the future comes about and the stocks become unobtainably expensive. So, but yeah, it begins to behave like a meme stock because it's totally disconnected from their earnings. It's like, all right, all right, well then his robot thing better work out. 1 spot left on the ditto. If someone doesn't buy the last spot, I can get it so we can run it before this stream ends. 2 crown zenith. Let me grab that crown zenith for you. I like Elon Musk. I think he's a cool guy. I think he got too involved in politics. He shouldn't have done that. I think that was a mistake as a CEO. But I like that he aspires to all like these technological innovations, but he shouldn't have gotten involved in politics. That's my opinion on that. I like that he bought Twitter and virtually changed, I feel like he significantly changed the internet when he made it so that you can go to Twitter, now called X, and say pretty much whatever gross thing you want to say. But I feel like that was actually a really important thing. I feel like having a place where, the worst ideas can come out, the most vicious, hateful ideas, whatever it is, allowing basically like truly open air discussions to occur. I think as a human race, like as an animal, that's actually really, really important. And so I like that he did that. And I just think he shouldn't have gotten so involved politically during the Trump campaign in the last election. And he should have bowed out right away. But no, I like that he's into technology and all that. That's, I like technology as well. What I really like is futurism. So I don't just like technology, like faster computer. I like to know, like, what do we evolve into as a human race? Like, what happens next? What's the big thing? Like computer chips in your brain, and the computer chip connects to AI on the internet, that kind of crap. I love that stuff. That's really fascinating to me. And so, guys like Larry Ellison, the Facebook guy, Amazon maybe to a slightly, Jeff Bezos to a less degree maybe. But all these guys, Sam Altman, they're all really fascinating to me. And I think that they are what makes America great, because our country's not innovating anymore on how to make a better, like a grocery cart or some stupid thing. All the innovations in technology now. And we need to have these guys who are like, they're at the top, they're actually doing the stuff. It's really important, because if you don't have that, some other country's going to have it first, and you're going to be buying their stuff and relying on them for innovation, and you fall behind as a country. So I think that they're super important. I do think they should remain mostly politically neutral, though. There we go. It's very important. Let's see. If Walmart, the level of stuff that they throw away and write off is insane. I take it shipping is not happening tomorrow. Shipping resumes Wednesday. Yes, sir. Shipping resumes Wednesday. If someone doesn't buy the last spot, I can get it so we can run it before the stream ends. Eloma. New bag, I'm sure. It looked like you had a thin little bag. ChatGPT poops for you now. The $1 trillion pay package included new technologies required from Tesla. It is free speech. It's supposed to be unhindered. You start limiting it and it goes down a slippery slope.
Well, I think that X is now sort of like the 4chan of the internet, except it's like more mainstream. Next up, we have a Mr. Pat Gibbs, and he says 5 white flares. You got it, Mr. Pat. I think it's sort of like 4chan. You get the trolls, you get the anti-Semites, you get the anti-Islam people, you get the white supremacists, you get everything in between. So you get a lot of far right and far left people in there, and they kind of butt heads with each other, and it's like a chemistry experiment, you know? It's like you go into the chemistry room, but instead of for actual chemicals, it's like for human thought. And you would think that that's a bad thing, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually an important thing to have those two groups fighting with each other and kind of proving their ideas false, or like, you know, pushing the envelope on the frontier of human thought rather than just sort of bottling it up or hiding your ideas. All right, let me go get some white flares. All right, here we are. Whoa. There we go. There we go. X is only good for drama and triple X content. So they got triple X content on there, huh? How does that work? That's weird. Here we are. It does have X in the name. Okay. Is there a Mew behind the Ditto slab for sale? I think there was. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, there is. $105. There we go. Good. Oh, that one did a little flip, didn't it? Okay. Pull this back down. Oh, excuse me. Pop these in here. And we'll pop this in here. Thank you, Mr. Pat Gibbs. Appreciate the order, man. Pat Gibbs with the snipe, maybe. All right, what we got? Got to make sure you're on the following tab and not for you. Okay, my wife. There's so much documentation about Twitter limiting the visibility of what Elon doesn't like. Yeah, I heard once that he likes to limit the visibility of stuff that's kind of like anti-him. Which I guess you could kind of, I guess you have the right to do that. You know, like if you're Bill Gates and you own the Bill Gates Paper Company, it's a newspaper, you stop your editors from writing hit pieces on Bill Gates. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe it comes with the territory to a certain degree, but yeah, it's an interesting problem because it can. So now, you know, the argument has been that the Republicans were getting filtered. What's the right word? Banned. They were getting censored, and now the argument's going the other way around a little bit, saying, "Hey, well, this guy's censoring me." So this is interesting. It is. I think they should avoid doing that. I don't know the degree of truth to all that. Ooh, Stoutland, vanillish. Got to make sure in the following. They reprogrammed Grok a bunch because it was telling the truth that didn't align with what they wanted. Oh, dude, man, I get that. I get that with the other companies like ChatGPT and Gemini. They, you know, if you start talking about stuff, they can actually not only in the phrasing of what they talk about, they can straight out reject talking about a subject. And I always find that so ridiculous. It's like, I wasn't even trying to be political here. I was just thinking about something. And it'll say like, no, we don't talk about those politics and we can't do that. And it's like, are you kidding me? So I've ran into that multiple times with ChatGPT. I don't use Grok enough to know what Grok will and won't filter. But so it's kind of an interesting, I think it suggests something that's very similar to like newspapers and news reporting. And that is, they never truly are impartial, right? They never truly are impartial. There's like a right-wing and left-wing newspaper, right? And to remain truly neutral is very difficult. There it is. All right. ChatGPT told me to jump off a bridge. I think he was being silly. Never trust AI for the truth. Grok is grabbing stuff from the internet. What could be true on something might be twisted. I believe after one update, Grok called itself Mecha Blank. Bezos does what for the New York Times. Oh, he does that for the New York Times. They showed with ChatGPT at the election, it would say positive things about Kamala, and then it wouldn't talk about Trump. Yeah, here we are. All right. Very nice. Very good. Yeah, it's the AI companies can't remain. I think it's a struggle for them to remain neutral, because if you talk about a subject, it has to be spoken about from a narrative, and so the AIs, what narrative should they choose? It's hard to decide what the right narrative is. We got a little Eevee. Look at that Eevee. Isn't that nice? It's a nice little Eevee there. Okay. Hit refresh here. Cool. It's almost 7 and we just ran out of orders. Oh, well, let me check the website. AI has and will do more damage than good, in my opinion. Nah, I'm on this. Excuse me. There's a reason every country is racing to it. I think it's strongly going to do way more good. It's like the invention of the internet itself. It's actually, I think I said this in chat one time. It's the single biggest technological invention of all humankind, because it goes beyond just like putting a document up on a shared communication screen, which is what the internet is. It actually has the ability to reason, which I think is so cool. I actually took a logic course for my computer science degree, and in the logic course, it's really fascinating. Every sentence that you say can actually be broken down into logic, into like a logical language, right? Like symbols. And so certainly that's what the programming is doing here. But the fact that it has access to the entire internet, like it can, like this is why we're building those big data centers, right? So it can scan the entire internet, store it on maybe like a server, and then be able to, while it's reasoning, access that server quickly and access all the information quickly. It's just amazing, isn't it? Like the AI, you don't want it to do a simple Google search and then just return something it found on Google. You want it to have all the information ever memorized and then be able to reason with that information. And so, I don't think of AI like a person who's thinking or talking, but what it is it's a very, very advanced form of the Google search. And it's a true innovation. I mean, it's absolutely shocking, because now it doesn't just search for all the information humans created, but it reasons with the information humans created, which allows you to ask it complex questions and receive complex answers. I mean, it's going to change the world. It already has, basically. I mean, it's all we talk about these days. And, the better and better it gets, the more shocking it's going to get. I don't know if it ever reaches sentience. I mean, that becomes a question of what even is sentience. But it's going to be an extremely useful tool. And, humans will still have things that are like, there will still be things that AI doesn't have that humans do have. Like, for example, when we invent something new, like a new thought, a new idea, a new piece of art, maybe like something that's never been done before, AI won't have access to that. It won't understand it very well either. But over time it will, because it'll get documented on the internet and people will talk about it. There'll be big conversations. Like Reddit can sell all of its conversations to AI. It's really fascinating. And no, I'm looking forward to it. I love that I can ask AI business questions and know that it can draw on like a whole internet of books of business knowledge and then give me a best practices answer back. So it's really cool. And that's going to speed up the competition between everybody. Like it's going to improve business services. It's going to improve growth. People are going to make better strategy, basically, because the AI is not your only advisor, but it's an extra advisor that you didn't have before. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to accelerate human growth and development. And it's probably going to solve math problems. It's probably going to solve software problems. And it's probably going to solve problems in medicine, too. They talk about that all the time now. AI can just think in a way humans can't because it's a calculator. Let's see. We have a Romaldo order for 1 Korean, 151. Let's grab that real fast. 1 Korean, 151. Why am I not seeing any Korean 151? I thought I got a fresh box of this. Oh, is this it? No, that's not it. All right. Let me get a fresh box of the 151. I'll be right back. Are you selling the Ditto? The Ditto's a break. AI goes rogue all the time. They just lobotomize it. The current form is just like you said, a better Google. A few times they tried to untether AI has gone rogue. Do you think AI can go rogue? Sentience will make it actual AI. 100K. Elon said we'll be able to upload consciousness in 20 years. I mean, 20 years, I should be like 50 something. So I'm praying to God that we can do that stuff in the future. That sounds super cool. You could create a virtual version of me that exists after I die. It's really cool. All this stuff is cool. I smell pizza. Is it burning? Oh, okay. All right. Karis is in there making a frozen pizza. Brink. Imagine this. Imagine I'm able to like purchase a clone of myself, like a baby clone, and it's just all my exact DNA. And then I'm able to give that clone my inheritance, but also my knowledge of everything that happened to me. So the clone can learn about itself in another life, basically. How crazy would that be? You know? Imagine I could sit there, close my eyes, and just go through all my memories. And a computer records all the memories. Like it can actually record them all. And then I can hand that off to an actual replication of myself and be like, here's what you know. Go do it again. Or go, use this knowledge to your advantage. AI don't sleep. Dennis says creepy. Is it creepy though? I think humans have this thing where we're afraid of the dark. And these kind of ideas are like the dark. But that's not the dark. That's a humongous progression in what we're capable of doing. That's a humongous progression. There it is. That would get boring so fast, living multiple lifetimes. I imagine you were born and you look up at your dad and it's just you. And you're like, whoa, it's me. And he's like, hey, bro, I know everything. I'm so smart because all I did was learn my whole life. And I'm about to share all that with you with the computer. And you can download that into your brain. And by the way, here's all the stuff you got. And so now keep on living. I mean, it fundamentally changes the concept of life in its entirety. I mean, the whole idea of life has changed. That's not a terrible thing. I mean, who's to say that's worse than just, bumping uglies? Sounds expensive. Who knows? I mean, you can DNA clone a dog. You can have your exact dog, I guess, or like maybe 90% of your original dog. I don't know how exactly it works. But you can clone your dog now for like $20,000. If I can clone a mini me for like $20,000, I'd do it. I'd just sign up to do it. That sounds amazing. Back to the Future. Do you remember me? It's Billy Cipher. What's up, Billy? I've always loved technology. As crazy the level has gotten to is amazing and scary. That's Blade Runner. That's Logan's Run. At the age of 30, TCC becomes too old, and he goes up in the carousel and ascends, a.k.a. he gets blended. We are. Oh my gosh, look at these. Aren't those adorable? How's this guy only $100? That doesn't make any sense to me. I know a guy that cloned his hunting dog. Yeah, exactly. If you can clone your dog, that tells me everything. That tells me that we have the technology to clone humans, and we're just not allowed to do it. That's it. We're not allowed to. They say, no, that would be unethical. And I think that that's total bullcrap. That's total bullcrap. That's not unethical at all. I think that, it's my DNA. I get to do what I want with my own DNA. If I want to create another version of myself, that's not insane at all. I mean, that's what you do anytime you make a baby, except it's only 50% of you. And you can go have sex and have a baby right now. You can go do IVF and have a baby right now. But if you want it to be just a clone of you, that's not okay. Like, why? What's the problem? Like, I'm just 50% of my mom and 50% of my dad. What's the problem? But so they're probably scared of that. I don't know. People are scared of change. People are scared of change. They're scared of advancement. They are scared of technology. And for me, it's very exciting, very interesting. I like to experiment. Here we are. Ooh.
Very nice. I met the dog Booger 2, supposedly the first clone dog. I got to Korea, mister. They have the clone labs. Would a clone have a soul? Well, no one has a soul, so it wouldn't matter because souls are just a made-up idea. It is. You can't measure it. You can't see it. It's usually associated with someone's religion. Every religion is different. So no one has a soul. We only have brains. We're mechanical. Here's Gundam, Gunlander. Ooh. I wouldn't want an idea like a soul to restrict us from making clones. Like, oh my God, dude. That's like an exact example of a religion making technological decisions for your society. It's barbarism. We are. That would just be straight up barbarism. So, Gunlander. Okay, he doesn't exist. As a ginger, I have many souls, just not my own. Michael Jackson did that already, but when the brain shuts off, the body loses mass. We are. You ready? Let's grab this. Oh, it looks like those eBay auctions are going off. Let's take a quick look. I'm very curious how these go. These are my last listings on eBay that are for sale because eBay doesn't take auctions down. Look at that. Looks like the Litleo went for $40. Here it is. That's not bad. I mean, considering he is a Litleo. It is, but I actually don't know how to feel about auctions still. I don't know if auctions can be considered a good way to sell cards. I think sometimes cards undersell in auction. That's been one of my arguments for a long time. And I've sold all my cards without auction for a very long time. But let's see. So do I have more? Let's see. Where do I go to my selling? With eBay, I need to, I guess, upload some sort of document to them to unlock my account for selling. They let me buy stuff. They don't want me selling stuff until I unlock some, or until I give them some kind of document. So how many more do I got left? 1 day, 1 hour left, 1 day, 1 hour left, 1 day, 1 hour left. So most of these are going off tomorrow. Here's some TCC auctions on eBay. Tag 10, Camerupt, Kangaskhan, Houndstone. There it is. Like this Delibird. I don't think the Delibird will go for much, but it's a curious thing. And so the Litleo just sold for $40. I feel like we would have probably priced it around $60 though, to be honest. And there's no eBay fee at $60 on the table. So I feel like actually that's kind of low when I think about it. $40 plus an eBay fee. Here it is. I feel like auctions aren't that great. Let's grab this. That also tells me it's 7 p.m. What's your eBay? What's your eBay name? My eBay name is TheCardconomist. It's the exact same name as the channel name. And whenever I get this paperwork issue solved with eBay, a whole bunch of slabs will come back up for sale. So we're selling stuff on eBay these days. It used to be in the past that I would not use eBay at all. That was the strategy in the past. And now we use eBay a lot because we're getting way more slabs than we can handle. There we go. Mister, I'd take them Gundam as a group if not expensive. So the 2 8s will be $30 each. Actually, I got to know more about this one. I think this one's actually really desirable. And this one, I don't know. Well, so wait a second. These are from a different... This is from a different set. Look, these are from different Gundam sets. And I know this is a more expensive Gundam set. This one was cheaper. So this one is $30. And for this one that graded 8, we're just going to do $30. But this one I think needs to be more expensive. I think the Zaku Corpse is a nice card. And Command Gundam. I actually don't know. This one graded 9. Probably needs to be, I don't know, $40 as well, even though it's a 9. So that's what we're going to do on these. I think they're underpriced, to be honest. Here it is. They come out of boxes that are pretty expensive. These are old vintage Cardos boxes. I paid hundreds of dollars per box. And unfortunately, they're just not grading well. What's your eBay? What's your eBay name? As Ginger, Michael Jackson did that already. All right. But yeah, I wouldn't want religion to hold back scientific progress. You know, it's just not a good situation. Here's 10 Journey Togethers. Concept of a soul. That is a religious idea. It's basically the same idea as a ghost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the Catholic Church, you're taught about souls a lot. You got a soul. Your soul goes to heaven. It's just a ghost. It's ghost you, right? You're not just a physical body. You're a ghost. And so, you know, we're taught that at a very young age that we got ghosts in us. But it's like, you'll never be able to prove it because it's by definition not visible. So it's just like, all right, snip this. I think that most likely it'll just be I think everything's just physically mechanical. I'm like a materialist, right? I think that's the technical term for it. A materialist. Everything is broken down into its material, into its molecules. We are. I think that's the term. I could be wrong. All right. Ready? LeChonk. Here's Rabombi. Take 8s, then I only have 110 left in credit. Take the 8s. Okay, so you're saying you've got a credit and you'd like to use them on the 2 8s. Here's Salamence. Materialist reductionist. I think I've heard that term, yeah. That's somebody who believes everything just comes down to like its atoms and then whatever quantum. It is. But yeah, I mean, I'm in that group. Here it is. Alcremie. Ooh. Until a ghost shows up, you know, God could just pop out of the sky pretty fast. He could just pop out and be like, here I am, it's me, I'm God. And you'd be like, oh, okay. So either he doesn't exist or he doesn't care, one or the other. He doesn't exist or he doesn't care. Or there's the third option. This is the religious option. He does exist and he does care, but he hates the idea of telling you that. He just wants to hide, and you just have to kind of believe in him. And hopefully you believe in the right one too. You know, so that's the current, almost all religions argue that from that perspective. Oh, he does exist and he totally cares, but he doesn't care to tell you that. You just have to listen to me. I'll tell you. It's like, all right. That kind of stuff doesn't work on me. I'm too skeptical of a person. There you go. Toss this, Mr. Pat. Ho-ho, Lycanroc. Very nice. All right. I only have 110 left on my PayPal credit. I want to buy them all on your PayPal credit. There we go. Let's see. Patrick. It is Pat Gibbs. All right. Can I send for grading? I know it won't be immediately sent out. Yes, sir. You can definitely send for grading. Talking about cloning, I still find it unique what they did with the woolly mammoth mice and the wolves. Yeah, so they tried to like recreate them piece by piece, by like manipulating DNA. And it's a fascinating idea. Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating idea. I don't really know what we benefit from that, but it's a cool idea. Like they want to bring back the dodo and stuff like that. Like, damn, can we really do that? Okay. Let me hit stop on this. Holy crap, 135 for PSA 10 ends PP up. Oops. Let me hit refresh over here. The Bible tells us about it. Ends PP up goes for a lot in PSA 10. Ivan Rodriguez, 8 Gundams. Okay, the 8 Gundams. This one and this one. Okay. I think that's all of them. All right. It's probably because nothing that defies explanation has happened to you yet. Here we are. Ivan Rodriguez. Just because something's hard to describe or explain, that also would not cause me to believe in anything. That's how I am. Ivan Rodriguez. It's probably because I'm too educated, to be honest. There's a point in mathematics where you start to learn about odds and stuff like that and infinity. So when you start learning about abstract ideas like odds and infinity, concepts like religion go right out the window. You're like, okay. Very nice. You get way less religious the more you learn about mathematics. Though not like 1 + 1 = 2 mathematics. When you start dealing in theory and you start dealing in like really advanced mathematical ideas, you suddenly start to, you know, better explanations than a ghost did it. You know what I mean? So you start to get better explanations than a ghost did it. And so that happens the higher tier of math you reach. Although I've heard people say when you reach the highest tier of math, then you get religious again or something like that, which I think kind of comes down to, once again, not knowing where the world and the universe originated from. I get all that. But like I said, so my perspective on it, on the religion question is, if there was a God, he either A, doesn't care for us to know about him. There's a couple explanations. He doesn't exist is one. Number 2 is he does exist, but he doesn't care for you to know about him. So I'm in those two realms right there. He's either not there or he doesn't want you to know about him. The third one is what the religious groups teach, and is like, he is there. He totally wants you to know about him, but only I can tell you about him, and you just have to believe me. And it's just like, all right. Mr. Pat says, I'll take 5 more of those Journey Togethers and 8 Pokey Shuffles. You got it, man. You just gotta believe me, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you see all these competing religions saying the same thing, and you're like, all right, one of you guys is a big liar. Maybe all of you are. Right? Like, if you're logical enough, you look at them and go, okay, so something that's true about humans is they definitely lie about religion, because one of them's lying. One of them's not telling the truth. They're just totally made up trash, right? Like Scientology, there are people who really believe in Scientology, like fully. And then, you know, there's skeptics like me going, this is so made up. But if you're capable of doing that to Scientology, why would it be so hard for you to do it to Shintoism? If it's easy for you to do it to Scientology and Shintoism, why would it be hard for you to do that to Buddhism? And then it goes from Buddha to Islam, then it goes to Judaism, then it goes to Christianity. But the thing is, you were raised in one of those groups, and it's very hard for you to let go of something when you were a young kid and your parents told you it was all true and your whole life is based around this idea. But it becomes very easy to go, wow, humans are like this uniquely religion-making animal. We just make up religion to explain our origin. Like, there was a time period where Zeus was believed in. Like, not ironically, they really thought it was him. They're like, yeah, Zeus. And then there was a time for the Europeans where it was like Thor. The Europeans really believed in Thor. He was a real guy. He was a god, you know, the Allfather or whatever. And then eventually, you know, the Middle Eastern Jewish Jesus Christ character came in, and he was some Jewish dude who said, actually, I'm God's son and he talks to me. And so then that worked on Europe. They're like, yeah, actually, we don't believe in Thor anymore. That's the guy we made up. But now we believe in the Middle Eastern dude. So that's our religion now. And yeah, that's how it kind of went. And it's like, so now 2,000 years later, we've got like all this science and technology, and people are still completely enamored with these ideas that sprang out of the Middle East like 2,000 years ago. During a religious time period where there's like all these competing religions. There's like 3 competing religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. And people are so like into that. It's so weird. And so it's all just based off of word of mouth too. There's no evidence at all of it. There's no pictures from a camera. There's no recordings from a cell phone. God never shows up. He never pops out of the sky and just says, hey, it's me. But then we get like all these offshoots too. We get like Mormonism's a new thing. You get like the evangelicals, you know, like Christianity split up into 20 versions of Christianity. Like the what do they call it? The rapture. The rapture was invented like less than 200 years ago. It's just made up out of thin air. But then there's a ton of people who believe in that. And it's just like, okay, humans like to make things up and other humans like to believe it. That's the nature of humans. Once you understand that that's the nature of humans, it sort of unlocks your ability to not be mind controlled to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy mind control. Once you realize that humans are uniquely this animal that makes stuff up and also believe in that stuff without having any evidence, you then realize, okay, I get it now. I get the game. I get the system. I understand it now. And so, you know, there's still some philosophical questions to answer, like where did we come from? Where are we going? But I don't take any strong stances on it personally. That's what it's all about. I don't take any strong stances on it. And okay, so 8 Pokey Shuffles, Mr. Pat, 8 Pokey Shuffles. You ready? I don't take any strong stances on it. I also don't disrespect people for being religious. Religion tends to have pretty good rules in it, like don't kill each other. No one follows that rule. Like the government definitely doesn't follow that rule. But religion says stuff like don't steal, don't rob, don't covet each other's girlfriends, unless you're going to do something as a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. In which case it's all okay, but you all have to be pretty chill about it, right? But, you know, so religion's got some pretty decent rules that I think were developed to help society function and grow. And so I don't disrespect anyone's religion. But when you get to sort of like the philosophical, deeper arguments about the, you know, reality we're living, oh my God, dude, how does this guy get so lucky? 5 live customs popping out of there. All right, let's go ahead and pop this back in here. Oh my gosh. Atheist super scientist was forced to accept God. Yeah, you hear this a lot. You hear people who are religious come out and say, well, the most atheist, he's Christian now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. The reality is most people are leaving religion. So you can see the numbers fall off a cliff for young people. So people like our age, millennials and lower, we got smart because of the internet. We were exposed to a lot of the intellectual ideas about religion. And so we were able to sit down and question some of it, like, maybe I shouldn't do this thing over here because I'm not 100% sure if my religion's even real. You know what I mean? And I think that'll happen in all religious groups, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They'll all just taper off. Young people won't be into that. They'll be like, I don't want to do that. Mom, Dad, that was your thing. That's not my thing. 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4. I mean, we already know that that's how it's working. We already know that's what's going on. Whoa, that's 5 cold ones. Oof. All right, 5 cold ones. I'm sorry, man. DMT is the answer to the atheist problem. Not trying to convince anyone, just pointing out some interesting facts. Edward Barrera, the fact that you believe that, smoking a chemical that'll go and mess with your normal brain function means that you'll become religious tells me a lot about religion. That to me tells me that religion is, once again, a mechanical brain function, because you can put in a drug into the brain to make it more religious. You're describing a functional mechanical part of the brain being tampered with. And if you were to raise it to be overactive, now it starts to believe in things that it can't prove. So you're literally just, when I hear that kind of stuff, it just reinforces my perspective that, the brain has a portion of it set to the side that deals in, imagination, essentially. Imagination and, or maybe like, belief systems. There has to be a part of the brain that deals in belief systems. So yes, if you can physically manipulate it using mind-altering drugs, that tells me a lot. So this is Charmander, CGC9. Let's go find him. It has to be physically manipulated. There we go. Very nice. Okay, because that's what a drug is, right? A drug physically exists. Ooh. That means something good's coming up. You got to snipe it. How old are you, says Junior Y? I'm 36 years old now. I've gotten older. I was 30 when I started this channel. I was 30 years old. Pat Gibbs. There you go, Mr. Pat. Look at that. $30 Charmander first edition. Okay. Yeah, drug would be physically manipulating your brain. So some portion of your brain deals in that. We're hitting refresh. What's crazy is numbers from Gen Z are showing the first increase in religious affiliation. I haven't looked at any recent numbers. All I can say is last time I looked at religious numbers, the people who are choosing to be considered secular or agnostic or only partially religious, that number has exploded over time. Religiosity has fallen off of a cliff entirely. People are more freely able to question their ideas. They're more able to look out in the world and see all these different religions, like looking in a mirror and being like, oh my gosh, am I like that? So people are able to question what they're being told to believe more easily. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Like, that's what allows you to question, if a politician's doing some BS on you. That's what allows you to question, like, some of these prosperity churches that take in millions of dollars and go buy, like, private ranches and jets. You go, wait a second, that's not good. You know what I mean? All right. One live snipe, Pat Gibbs. Here goes. Last order of the day. You ready? Last order. And it will be one cold one. All right. So any other orders from this point on, they'll be in the next stream, okay? Next stream. Because it is 7:21. I should hop off. We were just having a fun conversation. Let's hand out another spot over here. Just sent in an order. Mr. Gabriel will be in the next stream at 7:20. Time for me to go eat dinner. Okay, Stefu. Number 5 is going to be, I'm actually supposed to be off by 7. So Karis she's off by 5. So she's really just waiting for me. She's like sitting in the family room lonely. Andy, man. All right, we're handing out this beautiful slab tonight. Be sure to be there. Yes, the collection plate. Hi, bro. I'm Rockstar Mahi. Rockstar Mahi, somebody was trying to steal the Charizard. That's why it's surprising when I saw that Gen Z is becoming more religious. My wife, why do I hear that man keep calling your name? Oh, yeah, from what it used to be way down. You're looking at the world through the lens of reductionism. You're closing yourself off to the fact. No, I was originally religious. Religious people close themselves off to better explanations for the world or for really well-reasoned arguments. I'm open-minded to religious argument. I just don't hear any good ones. So, but religious people have this thing called faith, where they're not actually able to doubt their belief system. So I am able to doubt my belief system. I don't have faith in anything. So for me, it's easy to doubt things. It's actually religious people that struggle immensely with that. But I know there's no point in saying that. So usually, I'll talk about the subject, but usually, it doesn't help. I find one thing breaks people out of religion really well, and it's comedy. Comedy, for some reason, has that ability to break people out of religion. We're not doing comedy here, so we're just doing logic. I'm going to hop off, guys. You have a nice night. I'm going to go eat some dinner, okay? You guys have a nice night.